They averaged 51 yards a drive, Richie, when he was in the game, and that would be best in the NFL this year for any team if you could just extrapolate it out over the whole season. But Mike Tomlin wants somebody that's going to take care of the football, and Mitch Trubisky did not do that. Every one of those interceptions was terrible, so you can't even make excuses for him, and I think that might be the reason that Mason Rudolph gets the nod.
Yeah, I'm not making excuses for him, but, I want to defend Trubisky here. Look, he opened up the offense a little bit. He did a little bit more than we saw with Kenny Pickett. And, look, I blame a lot of this loss from that Ravens game on the defense. They knew the Ravens were going to run the ball, especially with the third-string practice squad quarterback in there, Anthony Brown. They were running the ball, and they could not stop the run. Now, in the defense's defense, they only gave up 16 points. And if you give up 16 points, your offense should score 17 or more to win a game.
I mean, I rank it this way. I think Trubisky's reason number one, you still turn the ball over 3 times. I mean, I love that he attacked downfield. I thought that was a significant thing. That guy just threw caution to the wind, and look, he actually got good results. 42-yard pass, 37 yards, 25, a handful in that coveted, 10 to sort of 17 range where really good quarterbacks have to live. But the reason Mitch Trubisky was available for a pretty low price this offseason, the reason Mitch Trubisky didn't have a line of suitors around the corner to sign him to a free agent contract, a big money deal, the reason Mitch Trubisky, the number 2 overall pick, in 2017, is on his third team, is because Mr. Biscuit risks the biscuit and opposing defenses too often fisk it. Did that rhyme? Did you like all that?
I
Fisk
like that.
actually
How long
does.
did it take you to get that together?
Fisk, once I realized Fisk could be like steal and take from, I was perfect. It worked perfectly. So Mitch Trubisky is what everybody thought he was, and that, I think, is the biggest reason they lost. To your point quickly, Richie, about the defense, though, I think it's an indictment when the players said, hey, we knew what was coming, we couldn't stop them. Well, you're kind of indicting yourselves there. You should do better. You're also indicting your coaches for not having a heavier package of players out on the field. I thought that was as demoralizing, and I don't know about you, but I thought that was as angry as Mike Tomlin has sounded, like as combative as he sounded in a Tuesday presser. And that's because I believe, Richie, that loss demoralized him like very few have in his tenure with the Steelers. I just think that was a punch to the gut that he genuinely did not expect to be taking.
It was definitely, I was in the locker room after the game, and it was definitely a demoralized locker room, for sure. You felt that early in the season. Guys are upset, they're disappointed, but they knew they had one more game. But this felt like it was the end.
I think Mike Tomlin felt like when they got to 5-7, don't you think he was asked about like a playoff run or something to that effect, and he said, stay tuned, and he kind of had that sly grin like, I know something you don't know, my team is starting to peak. And then to just thud like that against the Ravens where you can't beat the third-string quarterback, where everything goes awry, I think Mike Tomlin was genuinely shell-shocked, and he lashed out in frustration as a result.
Before we go to break here, real quick, do you think if Kenny Pickett didn't get hurt, do you think they win that game?
No, because I saw nothing in the first series from Kenny Pickett that I liked. The second series I'm not going to hold against him because I think he probably was showing symptoms already or was starting to develop symptoms. But, no, I got a weird feeling that they wouldn't have been able to move the ball well enough. I just had this is just me, I had a very ominous sense from watching him kind of dance in the pocket and not seemingly trust what he was seeing out there in that very first series.
All right, we're going to take a break. Back with phone calls, 412-575-2600 on the Bordas and Bordas hotline. Back in a couple minutes.